Hello, you're watching News Mongolian MNB World. I'm your host, Ayunda Basanho. Our top stories. 393 COVID-19 cases and 8 additional deaths reported. American Virtual Film Showcase 2021 Filmmaking Masterclass Series to be held. Tsuliin Sarnai shelter home is keeping 25 girls safe from domestic violence. For other news, stay tuned. There are a number of orphanages operating in Mongolia, such as Tsuliin Sarnai, Onurbul, and Lotus Children's Center, which are devoted to the care of orphans as well as children suffering from domestic violence. Today we'll take a look at Tsuliin Sarnai, or Desert Rose, which provides care and services to girls who have been victims of domestic violence. So far, over 150 girls have received care from the shelter.
Girls who have suffered from domestic violence or have been neglected by their families come to Tsuliin Sarnai. At the moment, there are 25 girls between the ages of 8 and 18 residing at the children's home. Some of the girls have come here after experiencing sexual assault at home or after dealing with their parents' alcoholism. We spoke to sisters who now live at the home.
I've learned how to clean and cook. On every holiday like New Year's Eve, we celebrated together and have dancing and singing events. At one of them, I discovered that my talent is dancing. There are competitions among shelters and orphanages, and I won the gold medal at the solo dance contest.
This resident told us that she wants to become an actress and that she likes to practice acting and dancing with the girls at the center. Every child has the right to live in a healthy, safe, and peaceful environment. 8 teachers take care of the children at Tsuliin Sarnai. The teachers say that around 150 children have lived at the center, and after reaching adulthood, many have gone on to attend universities.
Our girls bake their own bread. We don't buy bread. They are learning to cook various types of meals. They are divided into teams, each having one older girl, one middle, and one younger girl. The teams take turns being in charge of the kitchen, the living room, or doing laundry for the day. It's like one big family with lots of daughters.
All the girls at the shelter go to school. The teachers at their shelter work to feed them, clothe them, and take them to school. In the past, the shelter operated with a small building, but now they reside in a much bigger, 400 square meter building. The new building has a library, a bathhouse, and a gym. The center is funded solely by donations and receives no financial help from the state.
When the girls reach 18, we are obligated to reunite them with their families. However, in real life, when they go back to their families, they are usually not ready to have the girls back. That's why it's crucial to work with families while girls are living at the children's home and to provide support to those families.
The children's home needs a bus to take the girls to school. Also, when girls enter university, the home's teachers usually pay for their tuition with donations. In order to help solve some of the financial burdens of shelters that provide residential care, starting next year, the state will allocate some funds for the country's orphanages. Every day, 350 to 400 phone calls are made to Children's Hotline 108, with half of those calls being made in response to domestic violence. Experts say that due to a lack of education, family planning, and policies supporting children and families, many children in Mongolia are facing violence and neglect.
The Ministry of Health updated us on the current COVID-19 status in Mongolia. Health officials encourage adults in the country to get their booster shots to protect themselves from the virus. In the past 24 hours, 393 new cases were confirmed. Unfortunately, 8 patients, 3 women and 5 men, all with underlying health conditions, died of COVID-19 complications. All new cases were confirmed domestically, after which 268 were confirmed in Ulaanbaatar and 125 were confirmed in the provinces. At hospitals nationwide, 5,645 COVID-19 patients are being treated. Out of them, 2,193 show mild symptoms of illness and 109 are in critical condition. Additionally, over 10.8 thousand patients are being treated at home under supervision. As of now, around 2.15 million people, or 66.1% of the population, have had 2 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine, and 20% of the population has received the booster shot so far. Disability does not interfere with learning and craft, and how you create it is entirely up to you. An example of this is Bayır Cahlang, a student at the Polytechnic College of Construction who makes Doodoo cars. He has been making more than 20 wooden cars since he was 15 years old and is now assembling race cars and developing his skills.
Bayır Cahlang is 17 years old. After graduating from the 70th Special Needs School, he is currently studying his second-year care maintenance class at the Polytechnic College. He is a representative of young people with disabilities who are developing their talent and learning with passion. His hobby is crafting various types of cars named Doodoo. Putting into practice what he had learned, he began assembling racing cars in the last 2 years. I bought spare parts and fixed them myself. That means replacing parts. I try to do it as best as I can. There are many types, drift, off-road, etc. The scale of a large car is 1 to 10, but a small car is different. He told us about the fact that the factory car is a miniature type and he adds technical knowledge to the assembly. Last week he sold his self-assembled racing car for 400,000 MNT. This inspired him to build a new car in the future. He buys car assembly materials with a scholarship from the school and dreams to build many other cars. The tires cost 40,000 and other parts will cost more than 150,000. All expenses are covered with the scholarship. My dream is to participate in world competitions if I can make a good car. I want my parents and brothers to be proud of me, and I just want to put Mongolia on the map. Every child has talent. His teachers say that if we can develop, everyone has an opportunity. His teacher emphasized that it was his duty to support many students like Bayır Cahlang who had a speech impediment. For example, there is a very good child in theory and a very good student in practice. Bayır Cahlang is a good student in more practical classes, more technical thinking. Based on that, I'm happy to work with him to support the car assembly. We are all fulfilling our responsibility to support our children 100% at this educational institution. The success of the student also depends on the skills of the teacher. Thousands of young people choose vocational education to discover and develop their talent and creative thinking. Teachers with highly technical and theoretical skills should develop and teach those skills in this field.
Thank you for staying tuned with us on News Mongolia. Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
The U.S. Embassy in Mongolia announced that the 2021 American Film Showcase will be held online from December 7th through 10th. The AFS is the premier American film diplomacy program of the United States Department of State's Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, implemented by the University of Southern California's School of Cinematic Arts. In partnership with United States embassies, AFS organizes screenings, workshops, and masterclasses in more than 60 countries per year. Since 2015, the U.S. Embassy in Ulaanbaatar has collaborated with local NGOs and institutions to bring the AFS program to Mongolia, featuring 9 experts who have led workshops, masterclasses, and exchange opportunities for the local film community. The 4 sessions will feature 4 different areas of filmmaking. All of the sessions will be open to the public through the Zoom webinar platform and will require registration in advance to participate. This year's sessions are Finding Your Voice, Storytelling in Hollywood, Writing a Screenplay, Pitching Your Hollywood Movie, and Future of Storytelling, Making Successful Content for Digital, TV, and Beyond.
Now let's check on the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. And here's the weather forecast for major cities around the world. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for staying tuned with us on News Mongolia. See you tomorrow with more stories and updates. Have a great evening. Goodbye.